Welcome, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Healing Twin Flame contract read, mid-September, mid-October 2020. You're timeless. I am your reader. Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive president of Drawing the Circle Productions, fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am, the Angel of Lyons. Angelo, Lyons, but you can call me Mel. Hi. Hi. Geared up, got ready, doing the twin flame reads. My guides gave us a whole new way of doing it, which is keeping me interested and involved and evolved, I guess. Really enjoying the process here. If you are new to my channel, please do consider liking and subscribing. These twin flames take it out of me, but it's worth it, right? And if you are one of my subscribers, thank you so much for helping support me on my YouTube journey. Really getting a lot out of this, a lot of personal growth, a lot of creativity, right? So my spirituality and my creativity are really balancing, my yin and my yang. So very honored to be working for you today. So let's get down to it. We are looking at a twin flame contract read, a soul contract. There are links in the description box explaining the difference between twin flame and soulmate. I'll give you some of the basics as I go, in case you are new to how I read, and the new definition according to Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher extraordinaire and Hay House author. I dig him. Twin flame contracts, you teach each other how to heal yourselves. Sounds good, but if you really look into it, it's like, oh, right? Soulmates, you help each other heal. You have more than one twin flame. You can have many in one lifetime, and they're not all romantic sexual. My father and I were twin flame contracts. You can kind of figure out the rest as you go, and of course, do check out some of those links in the description box. They're pretty cool. Most of them are mine. One of them's Matt Kahn, because it's the only one he did that I'm aware of, that he talks about twin flames and contracts, soul contracts, twin flames and soulmates specifically. That being said, this is called a healing twin flame contract read because you're learning how to heal yourself. So it's really focused on that. So you don't have to have the participation of the twin flame in the helping each other heal, because that's soulmate anyway. And really, we're doing 13 cards here, and then we're doing a crap ton more at the extended in the extended video on VIMEO.com. The link will be in the description box below, along with all the links for all the cards that I read. Remember, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and by the end of it, you'll know who you are in this contract, because we're doing divine feminine, divine masculine, like we usually do, divine yin, divine yang. So by the end of it, you'll know if you need the extended, because in the extended, we're going to do a timeline. We're going to go a lot deeper. In fact, I have 9 decks on the table, and we're only going to be using 4 for the YouTube one. So you kind of get the vibe. Cool, cool. All right, let's do this. Focus on your breath. Stay in the present moment. I will do the same. Let's do the deed, shall we, my Taurians? Nice deep breath. Oh, because here we go. Downloading. Hello, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, particularly the ascended masters of twin flame contract law. I need 2 cards to represent the divine feminine and the divine masculine in this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract, and we're looking at mid-September to mid-October 2020. Or timeless, whenever it is that they are watching this, because these stories are ancient as well as contemporary, it seems, the archetypal patterns of twin flame. So please, if you could put 1 card in my hand to represent the divine feminine in this contract we're looking at for the Taurians, and 1 for, oh, I feel it. You were just poking me right. Well, let it go around again. Sorry, I lost it. Please, for the divine masculine in this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Well, that's the one. That's the one. I have my eyes closed, so I don't know. Let's see who our twins are here. Now, keep in mind, you may relate to both, right? Because it's twin, right? You resemble each other in some ways. So, oh, well, you know, interesting. God, this sounds twin flame. Just when I say the names of these archetypes, you're going to get the twin flame vibe on this. Keep in mind, these cards are supposed to be triggery in the shadow. They have the shadow and the light, the toxic and the healthy, the lead and the gold listed on them. So this is what you're learning how to heal And love within yourself, we got the divine feminine martyr and the divine masculine trickster. Now, can't you just see the divine masculine trickster getting and this like, I don't know why, but I guess I'll endure, right? Oh my God, this could totally be like parent-child. This could play itself out in so many different ways. And remember, as you fulfill and complete your twin flame contracts, you become the mate of your own soul more and more and more and more. It makes you a better soulmate. Of course, obviously to yourself, to your own soul, to your own personality, your own ego, all that self-healing stuff, but also better soulmates in your already existing soulmate contracts, and perhaps preparing you to bring in that soulmate contract you always wanted. So these are tricky. This is a very tricky combo here, the martyr and the trickster. Well, the martyr, the shadow attribute, is addiction to self-pity. Now, you would say, who would be addicted to self-pity? Well, if it's a means of you getting what you want and manipulating people, like shadow martyrs do, right? That's sort of why we can't even think of the martyr in any positive sense, because the world is just flooded, right? For a reason, a season, or a lifetime. People can have the martyr archetype. So this is a twin flame helping you. This is a divine family archetype to help you alchemize this into the gold. They can't help you heal it, but the contract itself is teaching you how to heal this into learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Have you ever done a service or even a good deed that just shot you into the stratosphere? And if you look at the card, they are floating in the clouds, surrounded by like roses, right, being thrown at them. Sort of a bullfighter reference there, a little politically incorrect, but you sort of get the vibe, right? That transcendent nature of service. But with the trickster as your twin, the trickster twin, oh, it's the Trickster twins. Oh my God, it totally sounds like Batman villains. The shadow, I guess the trickster was Flash. Great, I've got DC Comics spirit guides. The shadow attribute, manipulating others through duplicity, you know, which is fun as a prank, but not in a relationship. Manipulating others through duplicity, saying one thing, doing another. Gemini, anybody? Light attribute, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. And that's so much fun, right? The tricksters can be, I have a good touch of trickster. I mean, we've all martyred and we've all played tricks. It's just, this is dominant in this soulmate contract. And remember, this doesn't have to be romantic sexual. That's why check your other signs, because some are, some aren't. There are some cards that come out that it's like, yeah, they're doing it, or they want to, but they're not, or they did and now they can't, or whatever. This really could take any form. This could easily be like boss, coworker, and even those twin flame contracts are teaching you how to set boundaries, respect yourself, love yourself, and all that jazz. What we're going to do now is we are going to take 5, count them, 5 Daughters of the Moon Tarot to do an element spread for that divine feminine, and 5 Mythic Tarot to do an element spread for the divine masculine, fire, earth, air, water, spirit. We'll get all 10 cards on the table face down, and then we'll flip them over element by element to kind of get who these two are, so that you can really fine tune, because maybe you're a martyr with a trickster element, or a trickster with a martyr element, you know? So you'll be able to feel out who's who, and what you want, what you have, what you think, and what you feel about this contract, as well as the point of view of your soul who agreed to the contract in the first place. Breathe. Or was hired to play the role in the contract through incarnation. I get that point of view too. So I call upon my goddesses, Demeter in particular. I need 5 cards. Ringing in the ear. Ooh, ringing in the ear. Right ear. Okay, please. 5 cards, I'll call them out one at a time, for this divine feminine martyr archetype in this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract, mid-September to mid-October 2020 or timeless. Please, can I have our element of fire? I'll take top card on that, please. What is the element of earth? Her element of air, I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. The element of water, please, for this divine feminine martyr. And what is her element of that one, her element of spirit or the voice of the soul. Now keep in mind, I'm going to say her and him, even though this is not about biological gender. I may forget to say that every single time, and I know that can get you canceled on planet Earth nowadays. But look at me. 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 Laurie Anderson, white courtesy telephone. Let's look and see what we got here for the Trickster. And like I said, once we get all 10 on the table, we'll flip over their elements together. Breathe. Yes, I just made a Laurie Anderson reference, please, my gods. Oh, my gods of Taurus, my gods of Earth, please. 5 cards, elements spread. I'll call them out one at a time for this divine masculine Trickster, who is half of this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Twin flame contract, mid-September, mid-October 2020, or timeless, please. What's his element of fire? What's his element of earth? What's his element of air? What's his element of water? And what is his element of spirit? From the point of view of the soul, everybody's on the table. We're happy, we're peppy, we're bursting with love. J.P. Morgan, actress, singer, not banking people. There, we're good. Let's have a look-see-dooksy. Element of fire. What is it that they want, that they burn for, that they desire, right? Their choices, their decisions. Well, we start off with Pentacles, which is really interesting because this is a Taurus read. 7 of Pentacles. She wants to appraise this situation. She wants to step back and look at it and say, is this worth it? When you have something appraised, usually it's about money. Usually, right? Is this house worth what they're asking for? Is this car? Is this jewelry? Is this whatever? But I'm getting here for the Taurians, it's like, I've put a lot of work into this. This feels like one that's gone on for a while. Because but the Trickster, interestingly enough, wants a 3 of Pentacles, wants a collaboration, wants to strengthen this. So already I'm getting this as more of a work thing. That might not be true for everybody watching this. Because that, yes, that solid foundation could be like a physical, come on, like, let's go steady or something, which doesn't seem very much like a Trickster archetype, but wants some of that initial foundation, beginning stability, right? But she's like, let's see what you do. I have a feeling she knows he's the Trickster, right? Maybe has fallen for those tricks before. And, you know, when I was younger, I had a horrible, horrible prankster vibe in me. I would put the plastic wrap on the bottom of the toilet bowl. Like, I was the youngest of 4. They were all bigger and stronger, so I just had to be sneakier, right? What's their element of earth to get them what they want? Well, interesting, she has the card of the Chariot, the Amazon, right? To take inspiration versus motivation and channel it together in the same direction emotionally. Inspiration usually comes from love. Oh, I'd love to do that. Motivation comes from, oh, I better do that or else, right? It's like, we have to do that. Like, as inspired as I am to do these videos, I mean, I have to motivate myself to do it. It's like, do you want to be working all weekend, or do you want to get up and do these now? Go on, do your yoga, do your breathing, right? So it takes all of that to emotionally get yourself in balance and moving forward. Absolutely, I am feeling for this divine feminine a desire to move forward, and she's moving forward with her life anyway. I feel like with or without this Trickster, just saying, because he's got the 9 of Swords. He's just overthinking the fuck out of this, right? So for a 3 of Pentacles, what he has to get there is to maybe really, 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 really think about this. Now, I am getting elements of the past here, and that might be part of it, to see through what has happened in the past. Sure, we all have a past. Look, there goes another one right past us, right? But there is wisdom that has been gained here for the divine masculine too, right? This is an earth card. This is an earth card, this 3 of Pentacles. So this air is about sort of seeing through the cacophony and the thoughts and the fears of this stuff to get what they want. I mean, look, we should all consider things intellectually, yes, but when we're talking about twin flame contracts, in order for us to create the stability we want, it has to be done within ourselves. Otherwise, you're working with soulmates and you're helping each other do that. I'm really getting a thing here where it feels like these two have had an ongoing relationship, but that it's either broken down and needs to be restabilized, or they've been at a distance, or they've been acquaintances. Somebody's not wanting to get too close to the other. I have a feeling it's the Martyr towards the Trickster. Like, this Trickster may very well have a reputation, maybe not as a trickster, but something else, which is why I could easily, like, they're giving me clairvoyant flashes of, like, back rooms, retail back rooms, not those other kind of back rooms, sort of like, you know, staff rooms and offices and sort of, well, you know, they never show up on time, and when they do, they're, you know, that sort of, it's tricky. It's tricky. Let's keep going. What are they thinking about this? Well, that's interesting. We've got a Pisces card here for the Divine Feminine, her element of air, what she's thinking. So maybe her emotions are her thoughts are emotionally clouded. Or maybe she really does have something more along the lines of an intuitive insight, not necessarily third eye clairvoyance, but being able to kind of sense people's emotions and see through things a little bit. I'm a Pisces moon, so I'm familiar with that dual nature. Connected to the collective sub and unconscious, very intuitive, and yet in the mental field can also be not seeing things clearly. Pisces has the tendency to either be visionary, like mystical, or like mystics or addicts, right? Because they can get caught up in the illusions of things, where even if it's not a literal physical addiction, they can get so wrapped into the way a thought feels, right? That even if it's not true, it can be a fantasy. It can be something that's not substantial, which again, could be affected by the past. Now here, the Divine Masculine has the 5 of Cups, right? Emotional upset, 4 cups spilt, 1 cup standing. So I do get the feeling these two have had upsets before. They have to know each other. Because what's on their minds, there's so much emotion. I mean, the Pisces card, that could have been any other cup card. When we're looking at a zodiacal sign, this person, like, saying maybe this person is on their mind. Like, if this Divine Masculine is a Pisces, then they're thinking about them a lot. But if that's not the case, then they're thinking about the emotional aspects of this, and that's weighing heavily in their appraisal of this. Tricksters are not always so down to feel the deeper feelings or accept someone else's deeper feelings if they make them uncomfortable, right? They will transcend, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior, but also manipulating others through duplicity. If they feel uncomfortable by someone else's emotion, which is usually an indication of empathic skill not dealt with, they will try and manipulate the situation by being right? Tricking them out of their own authenticity, just so that they feel comfortable. It's called people-pleasing. If you haven't heard of it. Yeah, so that 5 of Cups, I really get the feeling in the mental field there that this is almost a replay. Like, they keep replaying it over and over and over in their head, right, of the past. And if that is something in the element of Earth with the 9 of Swords that can help them get what they want, which is that stability, that 3 of Pentacles, that initial foundation, then they're replaying it. Their subconscious mind is trying to show them something in that. Maybe they're part of it, maybe the other's part of it, the Divine Feminine's part of it, but maybe the lesson, right, is there, because in the emotional, here we've got the 6 of Blades. This is a very powerful card for me of therapy and counseling, the 6 of Blades. Mental balance. Yes, the word is manipulation, and we've got the word manipulating here on the table 2 in the shadow of the Trickster. But I feel like in terms of a twin flame contract, if this Divine Feminine is learning how to deal with, heal with, balance her own emotions using the element of air, right? Because air condenses into water, thought condenses into emotion. It's a very ancient elemental system. I'm sure therapists wouldn't exactly agree with that, because sometimes thoughts are just thoughts and feelings are just feelings. But this feels like she's been really thinking about this in her appraisal process, and her own emotions must be on her mind to bring them into balance. And isn't that the lesson of Pisces? Last sign of the zodiac, right? It's funny, it didn't end with air, fire, or earth. It ends in water, the zodiac. So it's that emotional balance, one swimming upstream, one swimming downstream. So there's definitely a Piscean vibe here, particularly with trying to find that balance through the Six of Blades, and even the Six of Blades traditional Six of Swords, right? Guy on the boat, right? With the gondola going from choppy water to smooth. Yeah, that emotional balance. Where he's feeling the King of Wands, the Aries, like interesting the interplay of zodiacal energy here. First house Aries energy of initiation, or if not that initiation of wanting to plow ahead and start in, you know, like that, let's do this, let's jump in again. I don't really get that with this Five of Cups in the mind. More like this really feeling their own stuff, like maybe really getting down to their own self-healing. What are they feeling when it's the Aries card? It's got to be about their, if this isn't a, like maybe this divine feminine is an Aries and they're really, really feeling for them, that's a possibility. But even if that's the case, then this is a twin flame thing where really starting to get in touch with their true authentic feelings, perhaps through the duplicity, through the tricks that maybe they have played on themselves, that they're getting down to their own specific personal emotional focus, if not out and out emotional healing. Because that's, you know, emotional healing. You heal by feeling. Like, you can't think yourselves out of your feelings. That's called bypassing, and it doesn't work. Oh. The voice of the soul. Now keep in mind the spirit position, right? The top of the pentacle, if you will. The spirit from whence all else comes. This is the point of view or the voice of the soul that was chosen to play this role and must have agreed on some level, because here we've got the card of oppression here for sort of the message to the Taurus here from their soul saying, honey, you're in chains. There are some fears in here. There are some oppressions. There is some psychic weight on you holding you back. And this, I mean, look, it's a woman covered by stones. Now that is a martyred position, right? What, they didn't burn you at the stake, they stoned you, not in the fun way and not in the drag queen tights kind of way. I stoned these myself. This is literally being crushed by rocks. So saying that you're in chains here, which of course would make sense. We'll do this in the overview when I pop up the picture at the end, that this appraisal of it all needs to be taken into consideration, because this balancing that she's doing, she might be healing from some trauma that's holding her back, right? Is she dealing with the addiction to self-pity? Now, everybody does that, right? Woe is me. Nobody loves me. Everybody hates me. Guess I'll go eat worms. Now, that's a necessary part of the healing process. That's, you know, if you look at the stages of the butterfly, right? So it's the caterpillar or the pupa, right? Going through that transformation. We all have to go through that. But can she get that as she heals, she's helping all of us heal? Because the point of view of the soul here is the Ace of Cups. For the divine masculine here, which lines up with that King of Wands in terms of the Aries card. They really do want a new opportunity here. Even the soul says that this can flourish again. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I know so many people want the romantic sexual take on this stuff. I'm just not feeling it here. If anything, this feels tribal, family. Like I said, it could be for some of you in your offices or in your jobs, particularly if, you know, you're not in each other's faces working from home. There's some tricky stuff going on here. I'm not going to come right out and say that this trickster is a slacker, but I think he has a history of being duplicitous, right? Of manipulating others through duplicity. And I think she's aware of that, and there's her own chains of pain here where I just don't think she can trust him, but that might have nothing to do with him. Again, I'm saying him or her, just so I can keep the masculine, feminine straight in my head. One last card down, and then I will pop up the overview, because really we've only got two major arcana cards on the table, both on the side of the divine feminine, but we do have the Ace of Cups there. There's some nice cards here. I mean, like I said, there are plenty of people who are married to each other who are twin flames, because they didn't No, they're marrying their twin flame, but that's how it's written. It's how it's scripted. No, you've done nothing wrong or no accidents in the divine plan. But to have some clues, tips, and hits along the way is what guidance and grace is all about. So let's ask the Ascended Masters of twin flame contracts what your perfect healing mantra is. Now, holographically, doesn't matter which of you are, but by now you probably have an idea of whether you are the Divine Feminine Martyr or the Trickster. And again, I will pop all of this up in a picture and we'll get an overview right after this. Let's get this card on the table. Breathe. My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts. I see you and I feel you very viscerally. Please, one card in clarity. For the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, what is the perfect mantra for them? Mid-September, mid-October 2020 or timeless, doesn't matter which one is watching this, the Divine Feminine Martyr or the Divine Masculine Trickster. What is their perfect healing mantra so that they can heal themselves individually? Invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Now, this is an interesting card, and I don't mean interesting like, oh, I don't know what it means. That's interesting. I have a feeling that this situation, this twin flame contract, how you really heal yourself is not about trying to change the other person, or here's the word they're giving me because I know it's in the mantra of this, each breath confirms how awake I already am. This is not about waking up the other person. This is about waking yourself up to a greater truth about life in general that you will learn specifically in this contract. Invoking self-realization. I do so much breath work. If people saw how much, I should really do a vid about the breath work that I do before I hit record on these things. Invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. Self-realization is a spontaneous remembrance of your interconnection to all that is. A spontaneous remembrance cannot be forced, cannot be planned. It's a spontaneous remembrance of your interconnection to all that is. You are willing to embrace your individuality as a unique expression of source in physical form, right? So you're saying, okay, I get it. See, connection to me is even a violation of the idea of oneness. We're all one thing. We just appear to be interconnected. Connected means you're separate, but you're connected, right? No, that's an illusion too. But ultimately, you're willing to embrace my individuality. I'm an individualized unit of consciousness, hologram of the one, right? It's all within me, because I'm every woman. It's all in me. Chaka Khan. By aligning with breath, you see that while you appear to be a person, it is the universe that breathes everything into existence. In other words, there's only one breath, and we're all manifestations of that one breath, that one life force. Now, how that could heal a twin flame contract would really be by each one, or even just one of them to start with, really getting that we don't have to drive this relationship. We don't have to change each other. We just need to kind of be who we are, right? Each breath confirms how awake I already am, invoking my own self-realization. The mantra is ideal for reducing stress, managing pain, and relaxing the nervous system. And I feel like that relaxing the nervous system definitely is in play here for the Trickster, who's got this overthinking going on, which is their way of getting a solid foundation. But to bring the breath into that, right? Each breath confirms how awake I already am, because you have to be awake to be aware of the breath. Matt Kahn even says that the breath is the higher self, and that really makes just one great big huge higher self, probably called the Supreme Being, upon which is breathing through us, right? So that's that larger picture here. So let's pop up the larger picture here and see what else they show me. Magic clap. We have the Divine Feminine Martyr, the shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity, the light attribute, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or cause. And I do feel like that invoking self-realization there is part of it. Like that mantra will be like, okay, so as I'm healing, as I'm waking up, my own self-realization is a service unto itself to all of life. Because then from that place, the Seven of Pentacles appraisal takes on a much different context. Not just what am I getting out of this? Am I giving too much? Is it worth it? But to be able to see from the soul's point of view what is of value here for the soul's journey, growth, and evolution. And that would absolutely shift that balance of the Amazon more away from motivation and into inspiration, but still emotionally giving her the juice she needs to move forward, right? That's in her earth position. She has the ability to move forward on this, at least emotionally, and on her mind is what? The Piscean card, right? The mermaid, Mami Watu, the ability to go deep into the depths of the ocean, as well as, play along the surface and surf your way through this. At least that's on her mind mentally. How is she going to deal with this? But I also see with that card of the Six of Blades, because if you look at it, she's got an air card in the water position and a water card in the air position. There's an obvious interplay going on there of bringing this all into balance, particularly because Pisces is a dual sign, the two fishes, right? One swimming upstream, one swimming downstream. For the Six of Blades to bring that into balance, one could maybe say through prayer, through meditation, through psychology, through counseling, through whatever, but bringing herself definitely into a healthier place, into more calm waters emotionally, perhaps by seeing them from a different point of view. Because looking at the soul's point of view, the card Oppression, half of the Devil card in this deck, which by the way has a coyote in it, which is the Trickster, and the Trickster is the divine masculine archetype here. We can really see that she is carrying some psychic weight here that may not be all about this divine masculine Trickster, but he's definitely part of it, and maybe teaching her how to heal some of this past emotional stuff by triggering the crap out of her. And then jumping over, looking at the divine masculine Trickster, we've got the shadow attribute, manipulating others through duplicity. Now look, there's eau de toilette, cologne, and perfume. Eau de toilette is saying the Trickster is like, I can't come in today, and like pretending to throw up on the phone. And then there's perfume level, where really you are saying you are somebody and completely not that person, of all total duplicity there in the shadow, but with that Trickster in its light, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. I feel like this person is a lot of fun to be around, right? Like when they're not in the shadow, when they're in their light, that Trickster is fun. They're making you laugh. They're making you see things differently from perhaps a more transcendent point of view. Oh, and they both have the word transcendent in their light attribute. The Martyr, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself for a cause, and for the Trickster, transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. So there is definitely a soul resonance here. Keeping in mind, though, that the Martyr is a divine family archetype, and the Trickster, I believe, is wild card family. So I could see why she could feel a little martyred about the unpredictability of this Trickster archetype. But for him, what he wants is not so much that unreliability. The Three of Pentacles wants that solid foundation, wants a collaboration, wants something that is stable, that can be built upon. But with the Nine of Swords there in their position of Earth, they've got a lot of thinking to do. Maybe stuff that is keeping them up at nights, but stuff that they need to consider, and maybe their subconscious mind is just replaying what they've done in the past for them so that they can grow through it. And with the Five of Cups there, then of course there's some emotional upset, and I feel like that's about this contract, this relationship, that maybe a truth was revealed. I mean, in the Five of Cups in the Mythic Tarot, it's Psyche discovering that her husband, Eros, is a god, and she doesn't know that before then. A drop of hot oil hits, she's lighting a lamp, a drop of the oil hits him on the thigh. I think he wakes up and is like, oh, you've seen my face. So something is revealed here. And remember, this is in his mental field that has caused great emotional upset, but there's still one cup remaining. And it feels like that one cup remaining is what he's trying to build this Three of Pentacles foundation upon in terms of desire. Now, emotionally, he's got the King of Wands, so perhaps feeling impulsive, particularly with that Ace of Cups in the position of the soul, kind of wanting to heal this. But if he can really get into the healing of the self, the looking within, the feeling what's there to be felt, even if there is anger at the self, right? Or that could be that trickster fire wanting to sort of tease this martyr out of hiding or into something, right? Out of or into something. Because with the Ace of Cups there in the soul position, there is love here. There's at least, let me tune to this, at least a more innocent love underneath all of this from the soul's perspective. Like, this could very much be parent and child. The divine martyr, the divine masculine, the divine feminine martyr being the parent, the trickster, the child. But, you know, sometimes those roles reverse as people get older and the parent becomes the child and the child becomes the parent. Either way, invoking self-realization seems to be the way through here for each of them to heal individually. Each breath confirms how awake I already am. And I would say for the divine feminine, in terms of balancing the emotions, as we see there in the Six of Blades, breathwork's a good way to do that. For the trickster, the divine masculine, though, that's really going to help with that Nine of Swords. Like, where are the air cards here? They each have one air card. For the divine feminine, Six of Blades in the emotion. For the divine masculine, Nine of Swords in the element of earth to help them get what they want. So maybe it's focusing on that helps them really what? Realize, invoking self-realization. Realization of who they are, of what they want, of what they feel, of what they think, of what they have, and what their soul is telling them needs to be healed in this twin flame contract. They just said it in my head. Good old 12 steps, AA, keep it in the eye, folks, and not this eye, right? Keep it in the eye. What do I need to look at? What do I need to heal? You know, it's like when you did that, I felt instead of you made me feel, right? When that happened, I felt, and it reminds me of when it's not narcissistic if it's moving in a healing direction, right? Mysticism in the beginning is narcissistic. Ask Carolyn May, she'll tell you. So there we have it, my Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Definitely, I would say you know who you are in this, and if you want to really get how to take this deeper, we will be looking at in the extended, and I pop up previews at the end, so, you know, when this part of it ends, hang in there. Right after this will be the preview for the extended, and the link is below to take it to Vimeo. So may the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need individually to grow, to heal, to learn, to become the best that they can be, fulfill their role in the divine plan, and fulfill their role in this twin flame contract, that they may learn to heal themselves, learn to grow, learn to forgive, learn to set boundaries, respect, support, be the best that they can be within their own lives and for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Again, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment if this is where we are parting ways. Even if we're not, please do so before you jump over. And the preview is coming up next. I love you all so very much. Thank you. Hail, my Taurians. Farewell and blessed, blessed be. Hey there, my Taurians. How you doing? Thank you so much for jumping over to Vimeo.com for the extended read, your healing twin flame read for mid-September, mid-October 2020. Ready to take this further for you. Just to recap, we're looking at the Martyr archetype here and the Trickster, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine, respectively, with the healing mantra of invoking self-realization. My breath confirms how awake I already am. So there's definitely that wokeness feeling about this. Like, this could very easily be intergenerational as well. Just kind of got that now. So the remainder of the cards that are hitting the table now are really about how to heal yourself, how to love yourself in this relational context. Now, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oracle systems. Yeah, I guess these are all relatively oracular. That's fun to say, relatively oracular. So, we're going to start with the angels, the Healing with the Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue. What is the angel assigned to this contract at this point? It's a good way to look at it, right? Because it's healing with the angels. What's the healing angel? Shall we take a nice deep breath? Oh, my angels. My angels and my archangels, please. I need one card in clarity for this Taurus collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in this twin flame contract mid-September to mid-October 2020 for this Martyr and this Trickster, this divine feminine Martyr and this divine masculine Trickster contract, please. What is the angel that they can call upon, the one assigned to help them each heal, grow, learn, become the best that they can be individually? Mid-September, mid-October 2020, or timeless. The angel of new beginnings. And what would the angel of new beginnings do? It would prepare you for a new beginning. It's not just going to bring you a new beginning. That stuff's scripted. It's going to happen anyway. Right? Just like the angel of the dawn. Oh, isn't that Lucifer? No, that's the morning star. Same thing, right? Whatever. No, morning star is Venus. As you get older. Details. But what would they do, right? They're going to prepare you, clear the way, midwife, if you will, doula you into some new beginning here. And with that Ace of Cups already on the table for the divine masculine Trickster, that is the voice of the soul here. But is this a reboot? I kind of said. Feels like these two have history together. So this is either a next stage, a new beginning for their relationship, or it could be new beginning in a different direction. And I guess in the quantum that's going to play itself out as it plays out. But there's definitely a new beginning here coming around. And like I said before, I don't necessarily get a huge romantic sexual vibe here in this spread. But there's definitely a tension here. So if this begins again, it feels like the divine feminine Martyr may not go for it. May not, where definitely the divine masculine Trickster does want that. So what we're going to do is we are going to take the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. I love this deck. It's a little simplistic, but the book isn't. The cards are really beautiful and they're simple, and they're very oracular in the sense there's like the name of what the card means with the picture. Usually one or two words. But I divided the deck into the suit of problems and the other three suits, which makes up the other half of the deck. Luck, healing, and grace. Let's look at what's the problem here, right? From the Ascended Master's point of view, the Ascended Masters of twin flame contracts. Let's ask them and let's see what's the problem here that they can each heal individually within themselves, but are not supposed to be able to help each other heal. Here we go. Breathe.